Like, I remember he called me back, and he was like, yo, Young, so tell me about the movie. I'm like, so I started telling him about the script, and I'm telling him everything. I'm telling him, these are the dates that we're gonna film. We're going out to this. We got to do this Comic-Con and this other event, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I want to do it. Let me know, let me know what your budget is. So, and of course, at the time, we're still putting everything together. So I just didn't have no official number for him. So I threw out a ballpark price at him, and he goes, huh? I haven't laughed all day. I needed that, Young. Thanks for calling. And he hung up on me. And I was like, damn, I ain't talked to Bill in a while, it's still my boy, but hey, you gotta have the business right. So, about a week or two went by, I would text him, check on him and shit, let him know, hey, I'm working on it. And then he called me up one day and he was like, hey, Young, I talked to a few people. They told me what you want me to do. He's like, I like it. I want to do it. He's like, I'm going to work with you. I'm going to give it to you for this price. So I was like, man, that's love. I appreciate it. And so, we chopped it up. We stayed in touch. It was like a week from then. And then we actually had, I was hosting a club at Friday nights, Clear Lake Club Remix. It was a club that I did every Friday night that I threw events at. And I did an event, and I remember I sent Bill the flyer. And it was the day before that we filmed. I had to do this event, and then we had to drive out in the morning. Well, I sent Bill the flyer at like noon, and shit, before I know it, it's 8, 9 o'clock. I'm supposed to be getting the club ready, and the owner calls me, and he's like, hey, man, did you know Bushwick Bill's coming by? And I was like, yeah, I figured he was. He's like, well, he's at the door right now, and he's asking for you. He wants to know what we're drinking. He wants to know, And I was like, oh, shit. So I wasn't even ready. I had to get ready, get my ass to the club. Bill's already there partying, cranking the club up. And then from there, we literally partied all night long until like 8, 9 in the morning. Like, I literally went home. We're drunk as shit. We go to the studio. We hang out for the studio for a little bit. Then we go to the house, pack up the shit all drunk. Then we go rent a van all drunk. I take him to Waffle House while I rent the van. Him and my other camera, me and my boy P, there and there, chopping it up. Just try to get everything ready so we can get out of town. NOEL G's already in town, so like we're late. It was crazy. Then we went out there and we filmed all day, man. And Bill kicked back. He sat down and chilled and got into character and watched a bunch of horror films just to get himself in character. And then he came out and helped direct it with me a little bit. I remember he told me, I was sitting inside, and he comes inside and he said, you're supposed to be shooting that. And I said, what do you mean? He said, you're supposed to be shooting that. I said, what are you talking about, Bill? He says, come here, come with me. So he walks me outside. We Airbnb the house in Bell County. So he walks me outside. He's like that. It was a full moon. Fucking the clouds are all like coming over it. And I don't know how he saw it, but he saw it. And I guess he was outside smoking a cigarette or something, but he saw it. And like he ran inside and he was like, that's what you need to film, Young. That's what you need to film. So I went outside and I looked and I was like, fuck, Bill, you're right. So then we moved the cameras real quick. We get it all set up. Bill's laying on the floor directing with me, man, And Bill he was one of those people, man, he really, if he had love for you, he looked out for you. And he taught you something, He gave you some game. He showed you something, So much love to Bill, man. I remember another good time when I first got with the Swish House. I remember he was like one of the first, like, I guess, artists that I really, really looked up to, that really embraced me. But when I first got with the Swish House, I was running into him on the road a lot, and, he's real good friends with Michael Watts, my DJ Michael Watts. So, their relationship and him telling him I was the new artist, the Latin artist, he really kind of he really opened up to me and showed me a lot of love. Came by the Swish House one night. We partied all night. We freestyled for like 5, 6 hours. Michael Watts has this, and nobody knows this, but Michael Watts has this. We have about 5, 6 hours of just freestyling from me and Bushwick Bill and Michael Watts on the turntables, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. About 5, 6 hours, we're just freestyling nonstop until like our jaws start hurting, and we just finally like gave up at like 5 in the morning. But we was going back and forth. I know Watts still got that shit. Like, we literally got like 5 hours of Watts going back and forth, chopping it up DJ style, me and fucking Bushwick going off and off and off, man. You know, Bill was just, he was a creator, man. A very talented, very creative, very smart, very passionate person, man. And it was it's devastating, man. I got a lot of love for Bill. Thanks, Bill, for, you know what I'm saying, everything you did, man. Inspired a young Mexican, showed a lot of love, and you inspired a lot of people, touched a lot of people. Much respect to your family, man. Much respect to the whole hip-hop, the legacy that you left behind. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody's gonna respect it and keep it going, man. And, you know, it's all love to you, Bill. Much love, man. I'm gonna finish smoking this one for you, man.